Yeah, welcome to the 250 class preview for Pro Motocross in 2025. Jason Weigandt, Jason Thomas, Steve Matthes here. Title sponsor is Monster Energy. Thanks, as always, for backing these shows. We've also got Maxima Motosport, Fly Racing, JT, and New Ray Toys on board to back these shows. Again, this 250 class, our 450 thing was all over the map. We don't know who's healthy. We don't know who's ready. We know it's hashtag deep field. I feel like we have an exact opposite in the 250s, which is rare for this class. Is it just the Deegs show in Pro Motocross these days in the 250 class, Steve?
I mean, I feel like it. I feel like he's the heavy favorite, right? Coming into it, he's on point. He won the Supercross title. He's won SMX. He's fitness is going to be great. He's going to be more confident.
More confident. That's what we need.
Like just more confident that it's his, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, last year was his first. Can he do it? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Deegs is a heavy favorite to win this thing.
He is the favorite, yes. I don't think it's just going to be a runaway. I think like Kitchen and some of these guys can challenge him, but you look at the course of 11 rounds, you look at, we're going to get some hot races. And what I like most about Haiden Deegan in this championship is he can overcome a little bit of everything. Crashes, bad starts, bad weather. He finds ways to win in this class, and that is so valuable over the course of 22 motos, and I just don't think anybody else can match that.
It's so hard to run down the 250 class because it's all over the map of who's going to hit and who's going to struggle. So I'm actually going to try to do this more team by team, brand by brand. So Deegs is a Monster Energy Yamaha star rider. Let's stay in that ecosphere of that team. First of all, can we just go right off the start with this? Jeremy Martin is racing.
This is the coolest thing of the summer.
Okay.
I thought you were
going to say craziest. No, coolest.
I'm so interested in this.
Yes.
Like, I'm here for this.
Yes.
I don't know how it's going to go. I just talked to a guy today on Track Walk that said at the farm this week, J-Mark got up for a run, went for a run, did 240s, and then went for a run again. And one of the other star riders was like, are we training with him? Because I don't want to do that.
Because they don't want to.
I don't want to do that. I just got that story.
2 40-minute motos.
Yes, 240s.
That's pretty normal, though. Like, top-tier guys doing 240s is not.
Yeah.
But, like.
How much gas you got in the bike, bro?
But that's a little old-school training.
Yeah.
Like, you talk to the guy, Ricky, like, that's a normal.
He's going to be behind the 8 ball because he'll have about, he told me, 10 to 12 rides before Paula.
Yeah,
that's not a lot.
It's not a lot.
That's not a lot.
This is literally like, I believe, the week leading up to Denver Supercross, I think is where he first tried this.
Yeah.
So that gives him, about 3 weeks from this is not a thing to it's a thing and we're racing round 1, right?
I think he's going to struggle a little bit at the beginning, and then I think he'll get better and better. And, like, can he podium? I don't know about that. I mean, I did a podcast with Phil. Phil said he can podium. You know, I think he can be there. I don't know if I'm there, but, man, it's so cool to see.
Are you with Jeremy Martin where you were with Ty Masterpool going into Fox Raceway last year?
I don't even know if I'm there with Ty Masterpool this year like I was last year.
I was just waiting for that take of like,
we have to get to it at some point.
He's going to be a title contender.
We have to get to it at some point.
I'm just waiting for that take.
How long can I stall? Jeremy Martin.
Yeah, this is cool.
I just wish I could have bought stock in this. He was working for the team as a VIP guy, and I wish I could have bought stock in. I wish Next Bets would have had a Jeremy Martin is going to ride outdoors on a 250 one day, and Bobby Regan's going to say, get that boy to the races. I want to win. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
we knew this would happen.
Yeah. It's incredible. The number 6 will be out there.
Technically, by the way, 3 race deal is what they're saying.
Yep.
You confident he'll race more than that?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's a breaking news, crazy story right off the top. As for the rest of the team, it's so hard to know. I would think Max Anstey would be considered a front runner in motocross, but what I'm hearing, the leg injury, he's been sore, it's been rough. I don't know how ready, JT, he's going to be for round 1. He'll be there, but will he be ready?
Yeah, and it's also tough. I don't think that Fox Raceway is the best track for him. It's just it's a very unique setup. It's not like any track he would ever grow up racing. He doesn't spend a lot of time in California. So it could start a little slow.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he won't get better as we go, especially start thinking about Mount Morris, Southwick. Those tracks are really going to work for him. But if you told me he was 35 points down by the time we went east, that wouldn't shock me in the least.
There are 35 other guys we can talk about on this team. Let's see. I assume Moseman's racing outdoors. He didn't make it last year, but his deal is to race outdoors, right?
I don't know, man.
We don't need it. Okay.
I don't know
about
Moseman.
Plays a mean piano.
Yeah. He does play a great piano.
Cole Davies,
Dax Bannock, Nate Thrasher.
Cole Davies would be good. Some people at Star are like, hey, he does struggle a bit in the heat, and as the motos go longer, speed is not a problem.
Yeah.
So,
and
he'll figure it out.
I should know better than to question Cole Davies, but I haven't seen enough in motocross to really have a strong opinion.
Yeah.
Supercross, we know is lights out. Like
Yep.
he is going to win races and likely championships.
Yeah.
Motocross, I'm still kind of wait and see. Maybe that's wrong again. Maybe I'll just be like, what was I waiting on? But
Yeah.
I still want to see it in motocross.
And it's really hard to pin down. I think Nate Thrasher has had a few better results than people think. I'm saying like 6th, 7th. It hasn't been always
I believe his
completely off
best,
the back.
his career best is a 5th. I looked
Right.
this up.
So he's had
Yeah.
some, but we have not seen the Nate Thrasher who once a year just goes out and kills everybody in motocross like we have seen in Supercross. Maybe it happens.
Yep.
But we haven't seen
Haven't
front
seen it,
runner.
yeah. It's hard to think we're just going to magically see it now.
Yeah, and same thing with Bennick, who's had a couple concussions this
Bennick's
year.
not racing for half the season. He's out till halfway.
Oh, they're holding him.
Yeah, that's partly why J Mart got the thing.
Okay,
Bennick
that
won't
makes
be-
me feel better,
Yeah,
honestly,
Bennick
for his
we won't see
situation.
Bennick until much later in the
Okay,
summer.
that does make me feel better. Now, there's probably 2 other riders on the team I forgot about, to be honest. There's so
Jordan
many.
Smith? No way.
No, right.
Well, there's
right.
still time. There's still time to
Yeah,
sign
yeah,
more.
yeah.
There's still
That's
time
true.
to sign more.
Someone
But
could impress today at
I
Salt
do
Lake.
think it's funny though, and with Anstey and the leg, like he told me he was in
Foxborough? Where was
Foxborough
that?
somewhere.
Philly.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, the doctor said I could probably ride next week, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, we were all
And-
shocked at this.
And then he's like, yeah, and it
He wasn't
feels fine.
walking yet.
Yeah, he wasn't walking
was
yet.
wild.
Yeah.
And here we are, 4 weeks from there, and he's like still got leg issues.
Yeah,
so,
no kidding.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, geez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they think it's simple until you actually ride,
Yeah.
and you're like, ooh, this thing still hurts. I mean, I literally talked to his mechanic yesterday, and he's like, yeah, it hurts. at
So
the end
what?
of
So
the
I quickly think on that. The hurting is going to hurt his preparation.
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt him in the race. Too much adrenaline.
You just suck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't be. It will have hurt leading up to it.
Yeah.
So the results will suffer because of the pain he feels now.
Let's go to Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. Let's talk Levi Kitchen first. That'll be a little bit better. Yes, great point. I think we forgot Levi Kitchen because he got hurt at Daytona. For all we know, he would have been right in the middle of this 250 East Division title, but he's not. It's always been up and down with Kitchen.
Yep.
He got a little more consistent last year, but not consistent enough. He still won races. There were other races where we were scratching our heads. Maybe not as much as the previous year with Star. But that's my question. Winning 2 or 3 races, JT? Sure.
Yep.
Can he be that good every weekend?
That's the thing. That's the
Yes.
thing. And it's not even that he's going to be bad
No.
at some of them.
No.
But I think he will win a race or 2.
Yeah.
I think he'll have a lot of podiums. But it's the weekends where he goes 8th, he crashes and gets a 14th, where Deegan would crash and get
Yeah.
back to 4th.
Yep.
Maybe Levi's 12th.
Or he just goes 5-6,
Yeah,
which
sure.
Deegan doesn't do.
Yeah, right. And that
yeah.
is it's the consistent excellence, the overcoming adversity under every situation.
Yeah.
Maybe Levi turns a corner
Yep.
and does it, but
Yep.
that's where it's been missing in the past. And it's hasn't been so much Supercross, it's just been motocross. You can look at even when he was at Monster Star Yamaha, he would win
Yeah.
Unadilla and come to Budds Creek and be 12th all day. And you're like, what is happening, right? So that's what he's got to clean up.
He's closing it up, but it's
Yep.
still not quite there, at least hasn't been yet. The Chef, that's what we call him. It's the only nickname that he has. The Chef.
Yeah.
Not
Kitch.
anything else. No,
Kitch?
not Kitch. Not Kitch. Were your feelings here for the 47?
Yeah, just if he hadn't gotten hurt at Daytona, I'd be way more confident in his ability to stay consistent
Yeah.
and be like a top 5 every single week guy. But
Yeah.
honestly, it was a pretty bad crash at Unadilla. He's never been a total strength outdoor guy every single week for all the
Daytona?
reasons that you guys just talked about. Yep, Daytona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like he's going to set himself back to maybe being a little more inconsistent outdoors than he was.
Let's talk about some other guys on the team. We don't know yet, but we could be talking about Seth Hammaker as the guy who finally hung another Supercross #1 plate on the door for Pro Circuit. I think he's been underrated speed-wise outdoors. Maybe the consistency is fixed. I mean, with him getting through all 22 motos has not even been close.
No.
He was good in Supercross.
Yep.
Has he solved it?
Before this year, Seth told me he was better at Supercross than motocross. And
Yeah, he
I
had been.
feel like Seth, he hadn't always finished.
Oh.
But I feel like raw
Yes.
speed and up front, Seth had done more
See,
outdoors.
I would have just said equal.
Whatever.
I thought
Okay.
they were both. I thought he was really fast all the time.
Yeah.
But half the time you never knew it because he didn't
No.
finish. You know.
There was a Paula Fox Raceway opener maybe 3 years ago, where I think he qualified second,
Yep.
led a moto for a while, but it is wildly inconsistent. But dude, on the consistency front, it's unbelievable
Big
how much he
turnaround.
improved.
Big turnaround.
Can he
yes.
do that 22 times?
I don't have any reason to think he won't.
Oh, okay.
To me, the biggest thing here is that he's riding within himself
Yep.
now. Where I think before it was just like, I'm going to try to twist this throttle off the handlebars.
Yeah.
And hopefully it works out.
Yeah.
And unfortunately in racing, you can't do that. It doesn't work out
Yeah.
for very long. And I think he's just like, he's found this place where he can be at the front. He can be super competitive, but he's not over the limit, right? Like, I think he was a habitual line stepper in the past, and that will get you swatted onto the ground over time. You just cannot avoid riding over the limit and crashing if you do it for long enough. And I think he's finally learned that.
So we
Definitely reined it in.
So this is your point here now.
Yes, I got very excited last year.
Yep.
Ty Masterpool.
Our review shows were
This is a weekly discussion.
very heated.
Ty Masterpool got moved up to Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki literally the day before the first race.
Did he get moved down? Moved up.
Well, he was a 450 guy,
Moved
but he did
up
move
in team, moved down in
down
bike.
in class.
Yep.
And I got very excited. And I woke up Saturday morning at Fox Race saying,
My favorite take of 2024.
on this bike and team, title contender?
My favorite take.
Now, he did win High Point. He did win one race.
He did.
But then it really started to torpedo and nosedive. I think by Washougal, he was a puddle physically. He was about as tired as you've ever seen a guy on a motorcycle. Now, he said, look, I wasn't expecting to race that much, and I was hurt in Supercross, and I didn't have the prep. I needed to have more base fitness built up. I'm starting to wonder, because we've seen this every year from Masterpool, 2-3 races where he's unbelievable. Starting to wonder if that just might be what we're going to get.
But, like, this has to be the worst prep he's ever had.
Worst or most?
Worst.
Worst?
Like, I don't think
No, he's been riding.
All he did was break some fingers in
Yeah,
January.
but I don't think it's been, like, hammered down. I don't.
Okay.
We will see.
I
I don't
am
think
worried.
it's been as smooth as
No, I
you
hear
would
the
attest
opposite
to.
from people.
Oh, that he's crushing it?
No, he's just riding a lot.
Okay.
He's been riding outdoors a lot, and as always things with Ty Masterpool.
But didn't he just have another setback recently?
He was no, he was ill, like from antibiotics or something.
Okay.
But
That's what I mean, though. There's always stuff like that.
there's a mystery wrapped in a riddle that
It
is
is.
the Masterpool.
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can count on it.
He
But
needs
not for a
think.
championship.
No, I don't think I can.
Please don't.
I want
Please
to
don't.
so bad because it would be so awesome. And honestly, his talent, his speed, his ability, he should be able to do it.
But there's
Stuff
there's
happens
no
every time.
proof that has ever been a championship contender.
No.
Never.
No, I'm just saying he has the talent.
But if you told me he wins a race, okay.
I mean, we literally
Yeah,
saw it.
okay.
I think there's a bit frustration from Mitch Payton over the Masterpool situation,
Yeah.
injuries in Supercross,
Yeah.
and are you ready, are you not? This is huge for Ty. This summer, like Mitch,
Yes, it
the
is.
one thing about Mitch, he will forgive all
Right.
if you're fast.
Yeah, deliver. And
So
it's all
yeah.
good.
So it's a huge summer for Ty to stay on that bike.
Stuff, antibiotics, there you go. I feel like there's always some weird thing happening physically, and that's why he only shows 3 races a year, how fast he can actually go. Here's a guy on the team who's been kind of quietly coming on strong lately, is Garrett Marchbanks. He's been hammering outdoors. I think he's got about a dozen 30s in him already, where most of these guys are only thinking Supercross. I'm not saying title for Marchbanks, but he's probably not being thought about enough.
Well, credit to you for talking to he and Brock Tickle about them working
Credit to you
together.
for watching Weed Show, where all the big news is broken. Yes.
Good insight there.
Yeah.
I wasn't super up on it. I'd heard, but I got some insight there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think it looks great.
Yeah.
Now, is he going to be in the title fight? I would say no.
Yeah, I don't know
I would
that.
say a hard no.
Yes.
But look at like some of the rides he's had. He 450 podium in motos.
Yep.
To rule him out of wins or podiums in races
Yeah.
would be foolish. I just think his track record does not scream, I'm going to be there every single weekend
Yeah.
at the front. So I think you're going to get a lot of both. But he is on form right now, which is the most important and relevant for this show. He's going to come in with some momentum.
I think he could surprise people. I think you'd have some people at the end of the day be like, oh, dude, look at Marchbanks. I think he could be really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll be your new guy.
Can
I got a little excited about Masterpool last year. I got a little excited.
Can he get the starts at his size on a 250? That's a
yes.
tough question to ask.
Yeah.
That's
You look at
always been the
Supercross,
question.
there's
Yeah.
no load on the bike, it's rock hard, it's
Yes.
a shorter start, there's
Yep.
all these things that help. Motocross is tougher for that.
And just general, carrying around a little extra weight all the way around the entire track. But yes, starts
Yeah.
X that times 10. Also on that team, Drew Adams. This is hilarious. So I talked to Drew Adams when he came back to Supercross last week, and I'm like, was there any thought of, I'll just wait till outdoors to come in ready? But I'm like, hey, be honest. Isn't your goal to just learn this year? Your goal isn't like, no, I have to focus on winning the title outdoors, right? And he's like, no, I would like to win it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, good luck.
Okay.
Good luck,
Okay.
too.
He is also about, is he bigger than Marchbanks already?
Something happened on the break.
He's huge.
He's massive.
Dude.
He grew
So
I don't know what
big.
Truman was Truman feeding him like just raw meat, throwing him raw steaks.
I don't know if you should ask him, he's right down there.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he's really big. I don't
Yeah.
know what the expectations are.
I
know,
mean,
it can't
top
be title.
tens, right?
It's not
top
title.
tens.
I think that's
Top
what
tens?
he should
Yeah,
be.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
where I feel
sure,
like he should be
sure,
good at.
yeah.
Yep.
Learn the tracks, learn the format.
You got to think about it's, right now he's raced as of filming, he's raced 1 Supercross
Yeah.
and 2 Supercrosses. He
Now,
got 8th
yeah.
both times.
Yeah.
So double the field.
Yep.
Now you're talking
Yep.
12 to 16.
And he raced Ironman last year. It was okay.
Yep.
It wasn't.
He was running, but he was fast, though.
Yes, he was.
Like, he was fast.
Yes.
So I think 5 to 12
Yeah.
is like a good place. Like, let's get this thing started.
That's what I think. And they've done a slow build with him. These other guys that have been hurt, like McAdoo, we're not going to see him back, I don't think, outdoors.
doesn't
anything
sound
like
like
that.
it, no.
Okay. I don't know. Did I forget somebody else on that team? There's so many 250 guys. I don't even know. Let's go to Honda HRC, but shout out to our sponsors, Monster, New Ray Toys, Fly Racing, Maxima, Motosport. What do you got on there?
Yeah, motosport.com. They did a super cool sweepstakes during the Supercross season, and now they are doing a sweepstakes on the motocross side, the Ultimate Ride Sweepstakes, a grand prize of a YZ450 Bike of the Year. So that's the ultimate prize. They got weekly prizes. Fly Racing's doing something. I think Maxima's doing something. And basically, it's free to enter. But you also can go to motorsport.com and just get super good prices and great shipping on OEM and aftermarket parts. Motorsport.com.
And thanks to Monster, who always is the title sponsor for these shows, supporting the sport at all different levels, whether it's teams, this stuff, Supercross title sponsor. And Fly Racing may or may not have a 450 Supercross title by the time you watch this. But that's the signing of the year, JT.
I mean, it's been a home run.
Yeah.
We felt good about it before he ever went on the track, and he has
Yeah.
over-delivered everything we could ask for.
Yep.
Now,
Super
Dean
web.
Wilson's wearing gear that says the ugly.
Well,
weekend.
the gear is ugly.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Right.
We don't think he's ugly, but we purposely designed this gear to look kind of ugly.
Was Dean the choice for that, or was there like?
It's not about Dean though. It's just
Well, someone's got to wear the
Right.
ugly gear.
yeah. I don't know if they drew straws. Or
Okay,
what
yeah,
happened,
that's
but
what-
it's-
that's
I
true.
want to make
Just-
sure that it's not because you're going to look at the gear and go, that stuff doesn't look great, and it's not that Dean is ugly. We kind of made the
Oh,
gear.
Dean's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, we
But-
kind of made
okay.
the gear not
Dean's
the
good.
best because
But-
Chance's
Like the
stuff
accent?
and Coop's stuff look awesome, and then you look
Yeah.
at Dean's stuff and you're like,
Yeah,
whoa.
no, I'm just
but that
wondering
is
the
ugly.
process of like, we got to put a guy in the ugly gear. Which guy do we put it in?
It's true that brands do identify, this guy's brand is more, he's the more clean guy and he's the more loose guy.
yeah.
So he's the more ugly guy.
Well, we had to look at we could have picked RJ.
Yeah.
So Dean's like, okay, do you want to be in this campaign or not?
Yeah.
We don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, check it out, flyracing.com, the good, the bad, the ugly. I want
Literally.
the classy on my gear.
That would be way out of character.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Again, they pick the brand to
Oh.
match the person. That's
Okay.
that's
No
not
one's
it.
going to believe that.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
New Ray Toys, check them out. You can get them at your dealership. They've got a lot of these 450 superstars. We showed you the bikes in our 450 preview show. Now on to Honda HRC. Look, man, speaking of Fly Racing, Chance Hymas should be right at the top list of contenders. He proved it last year. He was close for the championship. He won a race. He was yarding the field at Unadilla. He wadded it up. I thought eventually we'd see something in Supercross. I know he came in. He didn't even
He
necessarily.
won a race.
Oh, boy.
What?
Okay.
He did win a race.
What we got?
No, he's claiming the mutter.
I mean, he
You know,
won a
won
race.
a race.
I understand your
Okay.
point.
He won a race.
Listen.
Yeah.
He won a race.
Listen, I understand your points.
Yes.
It's all valid. I'm just
Speaking
saying,
of points.
But like when you say, I thought we'd see something in Supercross.
Okay, he did win.
He did win a race.
He did win.
Listen, Steve, stop with the smirking.
I'm
I
not
get
smirking.
it.
I'm
Here's
Yes,
the
you are.
problem, man.
I understand
The results
what
he
you're
had
saying.
before the Bud race
Yes.
and after have been the same. It went like that.
I get it.
And I was talking to Cullen Park, who wants to get 5th in 250 East, talking to his team. Like, who's he got to hold off? They're like, Hymas. I'm
yeah.
like, oh, so Hymas is behind.
Yeah. No,
Cullen Park in
I'm
point.
not
Yes.
arguing your point. I'm just saying
Yeah.
the record books are going to show you won a race.
Okay,
is
I'll
a
give you
big
that.
deal. Yeah.
He's got a multi-year, I think, deal
Yes.
with Honda, so it's
Yes.
not pressure.
And their whole goal from before Tampa,
I agree. Was
Was-
just get through it.
think about Fox Raceway.
Yes.
That was
Get
Lars's
through-
message from
Yes.
the get-go. So we'll see. He's got to show up now, right? If that's your goal.
Yes.
And then we get to it and
Yes.
you still don't perform. That's a problem.
So that leads me to this. Is there pressure on Chance Hymas right now?
I don't think it's. I think he really views it as opportunity because
Oh,
I think
okay.
in his mind he looks at 2024 and how good he was, and I think he's like, I can beat these guys. Truly, I do think he looks at it like that.
He
Now
should.
time will tell. Can he stay upright? Can he put 22 motos together? Like he's got to sort all those things out. But like on a speed edge, and I would say in Supercross that's been the problem. He hasn't been quite as fast as those
Yeah.
guys, right?
Yeah.
If he's behind him, he can't catch him. Motocross, we didn't see that. He has the speed, so now he's just got to show up time and time again. But I don't think he feels pressure. I think he looks at it like, now is my time.
The fact that he has the speed to do it, I don't think is in doubt. You know what I think you can tell? I think other people, other teams, didn't we hear that Star was purposely screwing with Hymas in qualifying at some races last year? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I just saw the Hymas' cook sign.
Well, we saw that.
Spring Creek,
Yes.
around Spring Creek time.
But what's funny, that's a compliment mixed in there.
Yeah.
You only do that when
It's
you
a
know
threat.
someone's a threat.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
So we're at Hymas. I mean, the potential off the charts.
I don't know about Hymas, but Lars Lindstrom's growing a goatee. I don't think it looks really good on him.
It's aggressive.
It's aggressive.
It is
Yes,
aggressive.
aggressive. So I don't know if he's going to be on TV as much.
So look
Will
kind of like that.
Yeah, will JT interview him as much?
I'm gonna drink.
But-
Yeah, I know.
I will. I'm a big Lars fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of the Monster Coffee. So go
Killer
ahead.
Brew? Is that
I
what
don't
that is?
know.
Killer Brew?
I mean,
Benign.
I think JT said it perfectly. Like, if you sort of underwhelm, but your goal is outdoors,
Yeah.
so let's see it. I'm a little skeptical.
Yeah.
Like that you can just turn it on for outdoors and be that guy again.
That's fair.
But man, Unadilla was great, and we've seen some great flashes
Yeah.
from him. But every time he takes a step up, something happens. And so I don't know.
I feel more confident in them having confidence
Yeah.
outdoors than I
Yep.
did in Supercross. Because I'm like, man, I just haven't seen you go out and show everybody that you're the fastest guy in Supercross. I've seen it in motocross. I've seen it multiple times in motocross.
Yes. I will say this, kind of going on a limb. I think he has the most potential. I think his ceiling might be higher than Vialle, might even be higher than Kitchen. Maybe not Deegs, but I think the one guy that really could, like, if he figures it out, uh-oh.
Yeah. So who
I
does?
would put Hymas
Okay,
there.
we haven't talked about Vialle yet, which we will.
Yes.
Who does Deegs? Fear is not the right word. Who would he judge as the biggest threat? And you
No,
could say
I think
nobody.
with Deegs,
You
Deegs
could
just
say
does his
nobody.
thing, man. He
But,
doesn't
like,
he doesn't think about the other guys. He doesn't mess
I
with other
know,
guys.
I
He
know,
does,
but, like,
Deegs is not like that.
He's still a racer. He's still a human.
Yes.
And every racer is like, you're assessing threat. You're assessing
That is my
threat all the
point.
time.
I think Hymas is a complete wild card. As like, dude, if this guy puts it together, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's worried about anybody else quite like that. Maybe Kitchen, because we do see Kitchen on some days. The other guy on Honda is Shimoda. Mm-hmm. I'm tempted to say Supercross also underwhelming, but he did. What did he do,
That wasn't
JT?
his fault, though. That was
He
not
got a
his
win.
fault.
Yes.
The only race we saw him healthy.
Yeah. So my question is, do you think the finger thing affected him really all the way through? We
I mean,
never got Anaheim 1 again.
It shouldn't affect him now. Like, if you go out here, we're at Salt Lake City, and you don't ride well, I don't want to hear about your fingers.
Where was he at Denver? Where was he?
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I
we
know.
didn't get it back.
I'm just saying, like, right here, right now, you're asking the question
Yes.
that those fingers don't matter right now.
That's what I'm saying. And he hasn't even podiumed.
Sure.
It hasn't been great. But we're probably 2 years removed from Shimoda could be the next guy in this class. You know, he ended the year really strong. His final years with Cowie. I think we thought huge things were going to come with Honda. It's been good. It hasn't been a disaster.
He's got 2 national wins, right?
Yeah.
In his career, I think 2.
He was really good before he got hurt at Unadilla. Like, he was
Coming on strong. Oh, that's right. He got hurt there with the collarbone. So where are you at with Joe? Or even Hymas, who you've not waited on a ton? are we at?
Hymas will be better than Joe.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I think they'll be similar. I think you'll
Okay.
see some flashes and some crashes from both.
Okay. I mean, Hymas at Unadilla, we had both. It was all of that.
Yeah.
Hymas' top end is faster, though, which I
Yes.
don't think I would have told you prior to last summer. I don't think I would have come at you with that take, but I will now.
Our guy James Stewart had to take this movie, She's All That, where the girl that's kind of like
Yes.
dowdy and nerdy suddenly hots herself up for the prom or whatever it is. He said that was Hymas last year. All of a sudden, like, whoa, I didn't know we had that.
Yep.
Let's go to Red Bull KTM. Tom Vialle. Obviously, the goal is title. That's what this guy does. He's kind of been in most title fights throughout his career. I mean, look, everyone paled in comparison to Deegs last year. Can he step up to Deegs' level? Because he couldn't quite get there last summer.
I don't have the stats in front of me, but I feel like Vialle's rookie year was better than last year. Outdoors.
It was very hit and miss.
Wasn't it?
He exited
He
the
got
series
hurt
at
a little
Washougal,
bit. When
so
he
only
did,
made a little
yes.
over halfway in the first year.
Yeah.
It was more hot and cold. Last year was more just
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, like, we'll see what happens here tonight at the Supercross, right? But if he loses it, if he doesn't pull this thing off,
Yeah.
then maybe there's a little bit more of I got to prove outdoors, right? I got to get
Yeah.
it done. I'm an outdoor guy, but yeah, his starts weren't there.
They have not
They
been.
have not been there, and
I think the bike's better.
yeah.
I think they got the engine better.
I mean, I still would think Vialle to me, if you're telling me that he got second in the points to Deegs, like, yep, I get it, like,
Yep.
absolutely. So he's
Yep.
right there, but maybe doesn't win as many races as, say, Hymas or Kitchen or whatever.
Right.
Right. But he just consistency. He's going to be there every week. It's his third year in the States. He knows the tracks. He knows the format. So, yeah, I wonder about his high end speed.
So I kind of set you up with who is the biggest threat, because
Yeah.
I don't think that Deegan views Vialle as the biggest threat, but I think he should, because I think he is going to be there all the time. He's
Yeah.
not going to have the 132 on the scorecard.
Yeah.
He's going to have lots of 2s, 3s, and 4s.
Yeah.
And if Deegan has a big mistake, which he typically doesn't, he doesn't throw away motos or anything, but I think Vialle will be there not so different than the situation we have here in Salt Lake.
Yep.
He has consistency'd his way into this title fight. One
Yeah.
great ride in Pittsburgh, a lot of not bad.
Yeah.
I think that's what we'll get in motocross. He will steal some moto wins. He's much better motocross rider, but he's going to be there each and every time. And when you look up at halfway, if you told me he's setting second in points and he's 16 down, I'd be like, yeah, that kind of pencils out. You know, is he going to win the title? Probably not, but he is a threat still.
Yeah, I've been saying that Vialle is becoming the Cooper Webb light of like the doesn't jump off the page, and then suddenly you look at the results and you're like, oh, look at that.
Yep.
He could win this
Yeah,
whole
a lot
thing.
of, I mean, is he ever going to be outside the top 5? Not without a disaster. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Like,
probably
yeah.
not.
And he doesn't do anything like it's. I love your take there on Webb because you watch him ride and it's like there's nothing like he's doing that better than anybody else on the track. And the same could be said for Webb. But at the end, when you look at the results sheet, you're like, there he is. There he is.
His teammate, I think there was at one point a rumor that Julien Beaumer was going to go out for shoulder surgery. Now he's saying he's racing, kind of like Cole Davies. I think the book seems to be that he's better at Supercross than Motocross. Beaumer is, in the little bit we know about him, he's only been around 2 years on the pro scene. He's kind of a no-nonsense, no-excuses guy.
What did he get 8th in the points last year or something? Like he was
actually doing better.
Yeah,
I think
like-
he was beating everybody but the elite guys,
yeah.
which was good.
Yeah,
for
like
a
that
rookie.
was to me. I was like, oh, that's good. Like
Yes.
you're doing well. Like I heard behind the scenes
Yeah.
that KTM wasn't happy with his results, and I was like, wait, what?
He
Like
was Rookie of the Year, I think.
In the end, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only guys that were consistently beating him were the guys that
Yeah, so-
should be.
you figure he's going to be there or better.
Yes.
Going forward.
He said yesterday the goal is still podium and win races there, just like.
It's a tougher ask for him than
Just
Supercross.
like Supercross.
That's
Yeah.
just the way it is. But doesn't
Yeah.
mean he can't be okay.
And we have to factor in whether you're better at Supercross or not, you're racing double the field when you race motocross.
Correct.
So everybody's stepping down to a degree. Husky team, so Hampshire's moving up. We got anybody there? I don't know. What's Cochran and Ryder D's situation at Gas?
Ryder D is back on the bike, I believe, in riding.
Okay.
So outdoors
I
for
can't
Ryder.
Cochran
imagine.
has been riding, so they're going to race?
Yep.
Styles will get to Triumph, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't expect a lot from
No.
the Husky Gas
Yes.
conglomeration, whatever that
Yeah.
is. I don't think there's a lot of top 5s to be had
Yeah.
between them.
I would think if you're Ryder D and Cochran, though, in their contract team situation, they really need it. So they've
Yeah,
got a
but
real
it's-
dangling carrot in front of them to reestablish
They have
themselves.
like negative momentum right now.
They do.
and
They
they're
do.
facing everybody. Like look at the 250 class. Like Kitchen's coming back healthy.
Yeah.
Everybody else is firing on all cylinders. Like
Yeah.
everybody
Yep.
else is healthy. Like
Yep.
that's not a good setup.
But they really need it for deals for next year. So they've got all the motivation. I mean, poor Cochran has barely even had a chance
Right.
to show it. Now let's get to Triumph. So you got Styles Robertson, Austin Forkner, Jordan Smith, and MXGP expert introduce us to the rider that a lot of fans probably don't know who's really good. Tell
Yes,
us his
you're-
name
you're
and pronounce it properly, please.
Referencing Mikkel Harup.
Mikkel.
Mikkel
Thank
Harup,
you.
yep.
I've been saying it wrong for 10 years.
And this kid's he's the real deal.
Yeah.
Now is he going to win championships races? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
But you will see him in the top 5. You will see him top 3 in a moto.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that.
Okay.
The unanswerable questions are always, can he adapt to the tracks quickly? You get basically 3 laps in the morning before you're on the clock to get your time. Like it is so difficult
Yeah.
to learn these tracks in the very limited amount of time you have. That is a challenge. He's going to be out there in the first moto, figuring things out, figuring the bike out on the track, still learning dynamics of the track. He's not going to know when the lines come in. Like it's a really tough ask for him, but on a talent level, on a speed level, he's there. Like he will be in that top 5 thing. I just think there'll be weekends where you're kind of scratching your head, and I think it's the adaptation that's going to catch him out.
I think people are really going to like this kid's personality.
Oh,
He's
okay.
really funny. He's a good kid. He speaks English, perfect English. He's a good guy to interview and all that. So I think people are really going to like him. I have a wager with a buddy of mine that he will be top Triumph rider. This gentleman thinks Jordan Smith will be, and I'm like, oh no. Harup will be the top motocross rider on that team.
I honestly, knowing you, I almost thought the wager was going to be with Jordan Smith himself.
Oh,
Because that
yeah.
is often how you do these
Yeah,
things.
right.
It is not Jordan.
Yeah, I am a fan of Jordan.
Yes.
I love Jordan. But,
I can see you doing this.
Harup will be faster than Jordan Smith. And Jordan will be a 5 to 10 guy and with some better moments here and there. Probably some airbag inflations.
Yep.
But Harup's a real deal.
Austin Forkner, do we know?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
So
Okay.
interesting with Harup, and people are asking, okay, so he's so good, why is he here not racing Supercross? He aged out of MX2 in Europe. They did not have a 450 ready for him. The Triumph team did not have a 450 to go race MXGP. So he was kind of in this holding pattern. They said, okay, let's go race Supercross.
But the fact is that he was good enough, sorry to interrupt you, the fact that he aged out and he's good enough for Triumph's like, oh no,
we're holding on to
yes,
him.
we
Yes.
are.
They
will
want him
pay
to race
you
a
right.
450 eventually.
We will pay you to
Yes.
just
Correct.
hang out.
Develop the
For a
bike.
year.
Should
Yes.
tell you what they think of him.
The kid's great. If you want proof of it, go watch Motocross of Nations in the final moto. Watch him move up the leaderboard in that final moto. But it's a very unique situation we find with this kid, and he hurt himself the second day of testing Supercross. So he's just been hammering motos, getting ready for motocross. So he is going to be that prototypical guy that comes in with way more prep than everybody else, and we'll see what happens. I don't think Fox Raceway is the best track for him to display his skill set, but he's going to impress.
I look forward to DC in his Razorhead column putting career Danish
Oh, he's
results
going to be all
in
over
AMA
this.
motocross.
Yeah. And then whatever number he's running, I can't remember.
I don't even know what he's running.
Okay.
100
Right.
something, I think. Then he'll look up the
107?
best result ever for that number.
But I just,
Davey
like,
loves this kind of
where
trivia
have the-
like that.
Where have the Danes?
1971 results.
Yes.
Yeah, what have the Danes done in American
have the
motocross?
Danes
We
done?
will soon find out.
Will he be the Great Dane?
He is
Will he be
big.
the-
He is a huge dude.
Okay, so he's a Great Dane. He's built like a Great Dane. Our guy Rob over there, who's shooting this camera right here, Ripper Rob,
Yep.
shoots the Club MX videos. Let's talk about the riders on that team. So Cody Schock's going to move 450 class. Rob, yes or no? So Voland, right? Voland's in, 250 guy. Jet Reynolds coming back? Is Jet Reynolds going to be back? Jet Reynolds will be back. Okay.
5 rounds? High five? 5th place? What does
Fifth,
that mean?
top 5 guy? I don't know. We're getting
Top 5 guy?
Top 5 guy.
Okay.
Outdoors?
Ripper.
Shock.
5th
He'll
round.
be back
I said
by the
5th
fifth round.
I
Okay,
said
solid.
5th
Back by
round.
the 5th round. This is what we do to break the news here. Okay, so we'll get Jet Reynolds back. Let's just talk Max Voland here, who's starting to come on strong in Supercross.
I had a rider, and a very good rider,
Yeah.
tell me that rear brake lever on the bar is going to be amazing for motocross, and we might see other guys do that.
Wait, hold on.
Yep.
Was this at a bar?
Yeah.
Okay. That straightens
No,
things
no,
out.
no,
a little.
I mean,
I'm going
no,
to
but
ask
there was not-
specifically this question, JT. This is what I've been wondering. Everybody preaches ride on the toes and the balls of your foot.
That's what this guy
But you
said.
can
Long
only do
ruts,
it- right.
deep ruts, and you're just.
Is there a chance that this would allow you to do that more and help?
He's been down on this all year. You know that.
No, I don't think this is like some sort of breakthrough moment.
No.
Like, he is doing a fantastic job of adapting, relearning all his muscle memory. But like, you think that everybody's gonna be like, yeah, I'll take that on. I
I'll
wanna
try
do
it.
that.
I'll try
Yeah,
it.
they'll try it and be like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that. I got enough problems.
Okay.
Trying to relearn how to use
Well,
my rear
again,
brake with my hand and also manage the clutch.
It wasn't like this
No
rider.
thanks.
It wasn't like this rider like stamped it, but he was like, "Dude, I think it's going to be really good outdoors."
You tell me some kooky guy that's like, yep, I'm going to that. Okay, but not like a mass exodus out of rear brake on your foot.
So Ty Masterpool will show up with it.
Kooky guy.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I was trying to figure who's in the kooky
yeah.
category.
Listen, I'm Volan is.
I didn't want to name names.
No.
Volan is sneaky good. I think. He's going to be a sneaky good pick. I think 5 to 10, maybe better.
Better than 5 to 10.
Yeah,
Strong
I know
statement.
it is. It's strong,
All right,
but I think we could see that.
Okay.
I know the team
And I'm not
really
taking
wants
any
to
bets
prove
on
that.
other guys running it, but
Oh, okay.
telling you what someone said.
Oh, if we
Weird.
see even a spy photo of someone on a Tuesday trying it
Oh
even,
my God, yeah.
he will never see the end of it.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, I said kooky guy.
Kooky
Like,
guy.
Would somebody else ever try it?
If Ken Roxon would try it,
I'm not calling Ken Roxon a kook.
no, but I'm saying wouldn't. I'm saying like that's a normal guy.
I mean, try it maybe, but like I'm talking.
Oh, now it's going to. Now
But
he's
like I can
maybe.
understand. But I can understand that in mountain biking, this is what you do. You have both, right?
Yeah.
But they don't have a clutch.
Yeah.
I just think that it is. What like I don't think being on the balls of your feet and using your brake is enough of an upside to everything.
retire.
You're going to ask this of your team, develop this thing, use this thing. Like, no, I just don't.
I didn't
see
think
that
we'd devote
happening.
this long to this.
Yeah, it's
theory.
interesting. It's interesting.
Anyways, but yeah, Max Volan, I'm cheering for him. Hope he does well. Yeah.
I got a couple things I want to mention. There are some tracks that are going to be revamped this year. I was talking to David Claybaugh of Thunder Valley. Last week we were in Denver, so the track's going to look a lot different. I think the whole start stretch mechanics area thing has been redone. We'll put some track maps throughout these videos so you can see some of the changes. WMX Series is back. They're going to race the first 3 nationals and the last 3. So that's really 3 West, 3 East on Friday afternoons. Last year they were all over the map. Some nationals, some big amateur races. All 6 rounds are at Pro Motocross on Fridays this year for WMX. And the schedule changes a little bit. Ironman is the 3rd to last race, and Budds Creek is the finale. But as they say, nothing is new under the sun. Budds has been the finale back in the day.
It was.
Back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And
Back to
it's
that.
so basically Iron Man is on the old Unadilla weekend.
Yeah.
We just got some flipping and flopping to give Iron Man a little time before Motocross of Nations. But
Yeah.
it'll be Bud Streak will be the finale. It'll be all good.
Yep.
And then also don't forget that we get the combines.
Yeah, there will be 3 now. I believe there is a Hangtown one to get one on the West, and then Ironman and Redbud have combines, which, Steve, are now
SMX next.
called SMX Next.
It's all one. It's all one.
Okay.
31
continuous
rounds, World Championship.
Glad your checks will cash.
Futures and combine, never heard those
And
terms.
also, too, I had Alex Martin over at the Pulp MX Studios, and some plans from Millville, the best track on the circuit.
Oh,
some changes.
some changes there?
Yep. Thoughts
Okay.
about what they're going to do at
All right.
Millville. So
Yep.
they may make a couple of new additions. So stay tuned for that. Best track on the circuit.
I'd love for them to go up top. Have a top section. You know, we go up top.
The Chatapult or the other side?
The big Mount St. Martin.
Yeah,
we
up
go up
that
top
way,
and then
yeah.
we immediately come back
Right,
down. It's
right.
like, oh, we don't want to stay up here for long. That would be really cool to do some stuff.
Is the J-Mart turn track up there?
Yeah.
Could they just run all
That's
of it?
what I mean. Add
Like
some
a
stuff up
5-minute
there.
lap,
That'd be cool.
5-minute lap time.
I don't know, guys. I'm
Okay.
not at liberty to
He doesn't
do
want to
that.
share.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do. We're on to something. You notice he's never quiet. He never just
Yeah,
stops.
it's.
That's the track where Alex said Jeremy looks slow.
Yep.
Okay.
They got a star ride the next week.
Yeah, they got, and then beat current
Right.
factory star guys.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever watched Jeremy in motocross and said, he looks slow.
He looks slow.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever said that.
So we've wrapped it. We go from Deegs to J-Mart and everything in between.
I feel like we missed somebody. Did we miss anybody? Did we miss
probably
some
did.
teams?
Suzuki guys, Bar X Yamaha guys.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably have. But
Yeah.
these are long shows, and you'll have to
Okay,
just
so let me
watch.
ask you this, guys.
Yes.
Who's more of a favorite, Deegs or Jet? Deegs, right?
I'm saying Deegs.
If we had a
Yeah.
championship
The
pie,
the comp is lower in 250.
Yeah.
the championship pie,
Yeah.
what percent would you give Jet? What percent
See,
would
I
you
don't,
give
I don't think
Deegs?
that's a reflection on Jet, though. I think it's a reflection on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
250
That's
class.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, Chase Sexton is no slouch, and Hunter Lawrence is
So
no slouch, and
is-
Eli Tomac is no slouch.
Is Deegs
Prado and everybody else.
the championship pie? Does Deegs get 40%? The rest of the class gets the other 60%?
Of the favorite?
Yeah, favorite. Like,
No, it's over 50%.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
willing to
it's
go over
over
50 for
50.
Deegs.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
okay. And then what does Jet get?
30 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
and
say
then the rest.
25.
30.
Like that,
Nah,
yes.
I would say higher. I'd say 35 to 40.
And then Chase
Because
30,
I don't have like
Tomac, whatever.
at Prado at like a 15 to 20. So you got to figure in Chase is like a 30.
Steve does not have Prado.
Tomac's like a 30.
high. Steve does not have Prado.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It gets dicey.
You just,
but
I think you went over 100.
I did. But like I think Jet is the favorite. But there's no way I'm going over 50%.
Right.
No, not against
But Deegs you
Tomac
would.
and Chase and
Yes.
those
But
guys.
Deegs you would.
Deegs, I'm over 50.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. What's the over? How many things will Deegs have to apologize for on the podium?
Have to?
Yeah.
I would say 0. I don't
Okay.
think he breaches
No more
that again.
apologies.
Yes.
Yes.
How many rivalries,
How many races are there? 11?
more or less than 3? Will there be 3 different riders that become his target?
There'll be
Less
shots
or more?
taken at 4 riders.
4. So you're
But
going
what if
over
he's
3.
just dominating? He's
will-
not going to take shots at anybody if he's dominating. He only takes
Ah.
shots. He only takes shots when he gets beat. If he's like,
Oh, a threat.
that guy's a problem.
That is true.
Now I have to
Fire
go after
up-
them.
fire up
If he's
the social.
winning, he's
Yeah.
actually pretty complimentary. If he's
Yes.
if he's running away with things.
Yep.
Yeah.
He literally has said that.
Yeah.
When you're a threat,
Yep.
then the trash talk.
Yeah.
The trash
I think
talk
it's just
begins.
it's part strategy,
Yeah.
part defensive mechanism.
Yeah.
But you can see it kick in. Like,
Yeah.
look how good he was with
So
Davies until
when-
Davies got to a point where he could be a threat.
When he said at Paula last year that he knew Kitchen didn't have the finesse or the fitness, sorry.
Yeah.
That's one shot, right? That would count as a shot.
That would count. That
Yeah.
would count
So,
as
okay,
a
so,
shot.
yeah, give me
Hymas
4.
is cooked.
Yeah.
Counts as a
So
shot.
give me 4 then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say 2 to 3.
Okay.
You're going to go
Yeah, yeah.
a little higher.
I'll go higher.
I think he's gonna be too good to need it.
Okay.
He's gonna keep that holstered.
Okay.
Right.
Until
And no
there's some-
apologies.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
There might be someone else typed this for me. Apologies.
Well, that counts. No, that counts.
No, that counts.
okay.
That counts. He
counts.
posted it. I don't think he wanted to post it. but
Okay.
He posted it.
We probably left some 250 riders out. Parents, feel free to jump into
We're
the
sorry.
comment section if your son was not mentioned in the show. Happens all the time. And we'll see everyone at Fox Raceway for round 1. Pro Motocross, of course, the place to get info. All part of the 31-round Super Motocross World Championship. So when racing is done there, we'll be back with more of these to preview the playoffs that start in September. Thanks to our sponsors, Monster, Motosport, New Ray Toys, Fly Racing,
Maxima.
and Maxima. Can you spray some SC1 on this to get us out of here?
Just don't spray it in my face, please.
No, listen, we're out of here. This is what I used my whole mechanicking career. Love SC1.
Thanks, everybody. See you at Fox Raceway.